Hey guys, this is Malcolm from Automotive Addicts, bringing you the 2023 Toyota Supra. Now, this Toyota Supra is a little different from what we've had before because it's the all-new manual transmission Supra, the 6-speed manual. Now, everything about the Supra is still the same, even though it has the manual transmission. And I'm going to dive into my experience with the manual transmission this week and tell you what I think. So, getting to the technical aspects and the performance, we still have the 3.0 liter inline-six turbocharged engine. Of course, can't go without mentioning BMW. This is a BMW engine, and a lot of you already know about this 382 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque engine that's in the Toyota Supra. And in driving the manual version of the Supra, you still feel like you're getting a lot more power than advertised. Of course, this is a traditional BMW thing. BMW always, underrates their engine power, but this one does feel like it's north of 400 horsepower. As for some of the mechanics, you did get adaptive dampers for the suspension system, which I find a little bit too soft for my taste. Other things, you get a limited slip differential out back, keeps things moving as far as both wheels turning in harmony. And as far as the wheels, get 19-inch forged aluminum wheels. You get your 4-piston Brembo brake calipers up front, which bite down pretty hard. I find the rear, oddly enough, which is once again a BMW characteristic, you get a single piston floating caliper in the rear. Styling wise, everything you see is Toyota, despite the fact that everything underneath is BMW. You still have those fake vents, in the hood, below the door handle there. And actually in the rear, you have those faux vent areas. As far as the sound this thing makes, it's rather muffled most times. You did get some slight burbles under heavy acceleration and deceleration. At the end of the day, I still have to give Toyota and BMW credit for making the Supra something unique. I mean, without that collaboration between Toyota and BMW, this car would never happen. And not to mention having the manual transmission in this. Opening up the rear hatch, you do have somewhat of a shallow space, about 10.2 cubic feet of cargo space to work with. Quickly moving inside the Toyota Supra, you'll notice the customary 3 pedals, being a manual transmission, digital gauge cluster, and moving over to the infotainment system, which of course is all BMW. The system is very snappy. I've always been pleased with these systems, and BMW's has integrated wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto integration, and just moving through the menus in the system, everything is snappy fast. I have no complaints with the BMW infotainment systems, except for some of the newer ones in some of the BMW vehicles, but BMW and Toyota have kept this one a generation beforehand, which I have no complaints about. Not to bore you too much with the infotainment system, but you did get several embedded features and vehicle information settings deep into the system, such as your tire pressures, your tire temperatures, and so on. There are some customization features as well, moving around your icons and such to your desired settings or placement. And then dropping below, you have your stereo preset buttons and your dual zone automatic climate control system, which again, taken directly out of a page of BMW. And you have your somewhat shallow glove box. And moving over to the wireless phone charger. And moving to the exciting things, you have the manual shifter. And you got your sport mode, which is actually individual sport mode, which you have to modify your parameters, such as your suspension. But if you look at the manual transmission tunnel here, it's different from the automatics. Toyota actually had to modify this area to fit in that manual shifter gate. Alright, finally getting to the fun stuff. Driving the new Toyota Supra manual transmission is very BMW-ish, meaning the shifter does feel like a BMW shifter. Granted, it does not feel as rubbery as BMW shifters have in the past. Overall, the manual transmission is pretty smooth. It's not very notchy. It does have the rev matching programming, which you can disable through the sport mode settings. With that, it does make shifting very easy. You don't have to heel toe, and also on the upshifts, it keeps the revs matched exactly where they need to be when you engage the clutch. All in the fun of having a manual transmission Supras. You can light up the rear tires no problem. 0 to 60 takes about 4 seconds flat. The automatic is able to do it in about 3.8 seconds. And the manual transmission is not that much slower because you can hit 60 miles per hour in second gear. It's an easy 1-2 shift. And there you have it, the manual transmission Toyota Supra. I'm glad Toyota brought this to the market, or Toyota and BMW's collaboration, were able to bring the manual transmission to market for us enthusiasts. Despite everything that was said before, hopefully other manufacturers will learn from this and know that a vehicle like this with a manual transmission is the last hurrah for these internal combustion engines. And as always, I want to thank you for watching and hope you liked the video and hit subscribe. Come back for additional videos. We'll be bringing you some additional content here in the next few weeks. Probably have some exciting vehicles in, plus some electric cars we'll do some videos on. But I'm glad to be back in the YouTube pool and doing videos for you guys and bringing you fresh content. Once again, it's Malcolm from Automotive Addicts, and I'll catch you in the next one.